Welcome all in first class on electromagnetic waves. These days, electromagnetic signals are becoming an integral part of our life. These electromagnetic signals consist of electric field and magnetic field. So in first two lectures, we will discuss about generation, properties and applications of electric field, magnetic field and electromagnetic field. So first is about electric field. We know that electrical field is generated by electric charges. Now electrical line may originate from a positive charge and terminate on infinity. Electrical line may originate from infinity and terminate on negative charge. Electrical line may originate from positive charge and terminate to the negative charge. And the fifth is that electrical line may form closed loops. It is this property of electric field which is most commonly used for antenna radiating system. Now in order to form a closed loop electrical line, we need at least two electrical lines, and in next section we will see that how we are going to generate these two electrical line from an excitation source. The strength of the electrical line depends on the magnitude of the charges. If the magnitude of the charge is more, then we know that the strength of electrical field is also more. Now next is about the properties of electrical lines. So the very first property of electrical line is that electrical line always remain stuck with the fixed charges. So fixed charges means the charges which are stationary and the charges which are not moving or which are constant with time. In order to understand this concept, let us suppose we take a DC voltage source. Maybe it is a cell or it is a battery, and let us suppose at any time we connect it with a conductor. So this is basically a conductor. We are connecting a voltage source with a conductor. At any time the polarity of the voltage source is such that the positive voltage is on upper side and negative voltage is on lower side. This will generate charges at the extreme end of the conductor in such a way that there is accumulation of positive charge on upper end of the conductor and negative charges on the lower end of the conductor. Due to this accumulation of charges, there will be generation of electrical line and whose direction is from positive charge to negative charge. Now this electrical line will always remain stuck with the conductor. That is, it will not leave the conductor or it is not able to radiate into the space because it is always attached with the conductor. However, when we are using antenna, what we need is that the electrical field which has been generated should be radiated into the space. So in order to consider that situation, now let us suppose we are taking an alternating source. We are taking a conductor and at the center of conductor we are connecting an alternate voltage source. Alternate voltage source produces voltage that will vary with time. That is, at some point it is maximum positive, at some another point it is maximum negative. So let us suppose this is the situation. That is, here is a conductor. We have connected a voltage source. This end we say is A, this end we say is B, and this is the amplitude of the applied signal. That is, at time t1, voltage at point A is maximum positive. At time t2, voltage at point A is 0, and at time t3, voltage at point A is maximum negative. So at time t1 when A was maximum positive, so the voltage across A and B is with positive and negative sign as shown in the slide. So due to this applied voltage, again there will be generation of charges at the extreme end of the conductor with the polarities such that positive charge is accumulated on the upper conductor and negative charges is accumulated on the lower conductor, and the electrical field line is generated with direction as shown, that is from upper conductor to lower conductor. Now at time t2, voltage across conductor will be 0. So when voltage across conductor will be 0, at time t2, when voltage across conductor is 0, so there will be 0 charges at the extreme end of the conductor. That is, the electrical line which was generated at time t1 is no longer stuck with the conductor. That is, it is detached from the conductor. Now the generated electrical line is propagating into the space. Now at time t3, again at time t3, voltage at point A is maximum negative. So at the extreme end of the conductor, maximum negative charge will be generated on upper end and positive charges will be generated at the lower end. So the direction of electrical field will be from lower end of the conductor to upper end of the conductor. Again, after some time, the voltage at A will become 0. It will induce 0 charges at the end of the conductor, and again the second electrical line will be radiated into the space. Now it is might possible that these two electrical lines interact with each other and they form a closed loop, and ultimately this closed loop electrical field is radiated into the space. So from here the conclusion is that an AC source can radiate the electrical field into the space while DC source cannot radiate the electrical field into the space. That is, for this reason we need to use AC signals while using as an antenna. DC signals cannot be radiated by antenna for the reason mentioned above. Next is about the magnetic field. Now electrical field was generated by charges. However, magnetic field is generated by moving charges, that is by current flowing in the conductor. The strength of the magnetic field is dependent on the magnitude of the current, and direction of magnetic field can be found by right hand thumb rule. That is, if thumb points in the direction of current, then the curled fingers will be pointed in the direction of magnetic field, and the strength of the magnetic field will be dependent on the magnitude of the current. Now again, properties of magnetic lines. Now DC current, first we will discuss about DC current and then we will discuss about AC current. So in DC current also there are moving charges, and so when there are moving charges they will produce magnetic field. However, from the right hand thumb rule, for DC currents the produced magnetic field is only in one direction as given by the curled fingers. However, when we take AC currents, then AC current again produces magnetic field whose direction changes with the direction of the current as shown in the slide. That is, if current is moving upward, then this is the direction of the current, and when the direction of current is reversed, then the direction of magnetic field is also reversed. So one difference between electrical field and magnetic field is that in case of electric field, if in case of electric field, if it is the DC field which is generating the electric field, then electrical lines cannot be radiated into the space. While if it's a electrical field is generated by AC source, then the electrical field lines is radiated into the space. However, in magnetic field, either it is DC or AC source, so magnetic field is never remain stuck with the conductor and it is always transmitted into the medium. So this is the difference between electrical field and magnetic field. So magnetic field is radiated by DC source as well as by AC source. Next comes about electromagnetic waves. As the name signifies, that electromagnetic wave comprises of electrical field and magnetic field. So electromagnetic wave basically consists of electric field, magnetic field, which are mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. For example, as shown in the figure, if electrical field points in the direction of x-axis, magnetic field points in the direction of y-axis. So x-axis and y-axis are perpendicular to each other. So the direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave will be toward z direction. So x, y and z axis are mutually perpendicular to each other. Direction of electrical field is along x direction, direction of magnetic field is along y direction, and wave is propagating in z direction. So in electromagnetic wave, the direction of electric field, magnetic field and direction of propagation are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now electromagnetic wave can be generated by using a conductor and an AC source. Here AC source is connected at the center of a conductor. So when you connect an AC voltage source at the center of the conductor, then it will develop a voltage at extreme ends, and development of voltage at the extreme end means there will be generation of charges at the extreme end, and these generated charges will generate electrical field as shown in the slide. Now again, when you are connecting a voltage source to the conductor, then there is migration of charges because Initially, there was no charges at the extreme end of the conductor. However, when you have connected a voltage source, then a voltage is developed at the extreme end of the conductor, and voltage is developed at the extreme end of the conductor due to migration of charges in the conductor. So when you connect a voltage source, there is migration of charges across the conductor, and due to migration of charges across the conductor, there is generation of magnetic field as shown in the slide, and direction of which can be calculated by using Fleming right hand thumb rule. So when you connect a voltage source at the center of a conductor, then there is generation of electrical field and there is generation of magnetic field, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. So this electromagnetic wave, which has been generated by a voltage source and conductor, travel through the vacuum or space. These waves propagate with the velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. The energy contained in electromagnetic wave is given by E is equal to h mu, where h is a Planck's constant and mu is the frequency of electromagnetic wave. So this is all in first lecture, and in second lecture we will discuss about electromagnetic spectrum and the applications of electromagnetic waves. Thank you.